I guess what I'll do right now is I'll just show a few things that I did on here. One of the things, it's a simple thing, but I put a handle on the door because we didn't have a way to close it. Also, this latch, the lock part kept hitting it, and so I mortised this thing in, giving it just enough clearance so that it wouldn't hit anymore. On the front door, this thing was hitting at the very top of the opening, so I just took my hammer and hit it on the bottom here enough to bring it up so this thing clears. The gardener was telling me that when he would close it, the striker wouldn't go in all the way, and people could just push on the door, or something would push on the door, and it would open. Another thing I did was installed installed another sink. We only had one, the one over here on the right, and so I installed this other one and did the plumbing on it, with a little help from my plumber because it was leaking and I didn't exactly know how to get the drain to quit leaking. And of course I bought it at Home Depot, and it did not come with the plunger handle, so I'll have to get one of those and come back and install it sometime. The other thing that I did was I hung these two mirrors, and it wasn't a big deal. Hello. Let's see if that's going to focus very well. Oh, looky there I am right there. So anyway, it was pretty easy. Just drilled a tiny little hole and stuck a nail in it, just deep enough to hang the mirror. And then on this one, I drilled two tiny holes and stuck the nails in it, put a little bit of silicone behind the mirror in a couple of places and at the top, and taped it long enough to let it dry. And so now we have mirrors on both sides. And I know this may seem like a small thing, but it's the small things that make it livable here. And so I'll go outside. Of course, this is my little kitchen area, and I had tamales for breakfast this morning, vaporcitos, that I brought from Tizantun when I went on Friday or Saturday night. And there's what's left of our little bananas, and I'm drying out the Berkey filters. I'm going to bring them home because I really don't like leaving them here wet, and it just never seems like they really get dry. The other thing, Manuel, our gardener, got out here after a number of years of me asking him, and he put calth on all the trees to prevent the ants and the bugs from coming up. And of course we got the wall done last February and March when I was here, and I'm going to try to walk and do this. I had the tripod out this morning, but my Bluetooth was not turned on even though I was wearing it. So looks like Manuel has started cleaning up the palm trees a little bit before he painted them, and we've got a guy coming to pick up the stuff, but his wife has had an embolism, and he's got no one to take care of her. But these coconut trees were nothing but a coconut and a root or a sprout 3 years ago when we planted them. And you can see there's a new spike right there that's getting ready to put flowers out. Now this is interesting. If you'll notice down around the base of the tree, there's salt there. And I went to the beach where they harvest salt from seawater, and there was a small mound of it. Nobody was there to sell it to me, so a local guy told me to just get what I needed. So I got two small plastic trash grocery bags with salt. And so here's what my gardener said. He said the reason that, see all those sticks, that's what the blooms come out on. But the problem is they're just not making much fruit. And he said it's because these coconuts came from the beach and they need salt water. So I said, okay. So anyway, I went and got the salt, and this morning he scattered it around in addition to doing some other things. But I'm really hoping, I've got a guava tree. It's always got worms in the guavas. Of course, I didn't know that the first couple of years I was eating them. And then I think my gardener asked me, he said, "Are you sure those don't have worms in them?" And I said, "Worms?" And he said, "Gusanos." So he opened one up for me and showed me a little maggot inside. Of course, the maggots have been eating nothing but guava, so, you know, that's what they taste like. But I wasn't too crazy about eating maggot poop. Okay, so this is an avocado tree. He's taken one of the branches off, I guess, to make a cleaner paint job. And let's see here. He said these banana trees are sick, and indication of that is that they're sloughing off their lower coverings and they're kind of turning brown. You can see there. Yeah, you can see how they're turning brown. Like, oops, sorry. Where'd that go? Right in there. So anyway, of course, this is where someday we hope to put a swimming pool. So at some point, those will come out anyway. Let's see. There's some more bananas there. Right there. And those are the macho bananas, the plantains that they make tostones with. And then we've got a couple of more trees back here that are the same thing. But I think when I was here in February, they had some on them, and Manuel took them for his wife to cook with. And that sick looking little thing is another grapefruit. So we've got two. One of them I think is red and the other one is white. And this is one of my plumerias that I broke a sprout off of, I broke a stub off of one I liked and brought it, and Manuel stuck it in the ground. Again, that was about 3 years ago. But you can see how things grow here. And there's the top of our wall. This is a sapote tree, and it gives supposedly the wood from the sapote is one of the best woods for smoking. And we cut some major branches off, and here's some of the wood here. It's cured up by now, so when I come back with Josefina, we'll smoke up a lamb or something. And then I just wanted to show the new part of the wall that we just got done. This was, he finished it yesterday, I think. And so now we only have one more side to do, and we will be enclosed all the way around. Of course, this I've got a line of coconut trees all the way around the property, and someday they will be immense and massive. And at the rate they're going, it won't be very long. They're growing really well. Guess I'm just walking the fence line here. That is a really, really old fruit tree, and I never can remember the name of it right off the tip of my tongue, but it'll come to me at some point. And then here is the guava, or guayaba, and it has started to drop fruit. I don't know if you can really pick the fruit out in there, but there's some there right pretty much dead center in the middle of the picture. And then there's a few more right up there. Yeah, now you can see them. Yeah. Okay. And of course this is the one we're hoping that we keep the worms out of for next year. Too late this year. And then we took out, this tree is called a Lemonadia because it smells like a lemon when it blooms, but my gardener said that it was making all the other trees sick, and so we took it out. And then we had another one. There's another one right back there, you can see. Yep, that's the trunk that's left of it. We took that out. And then over there where the first coconuts were, there is a stump in the ground similar to this one. This was a palm tree that did not, it wasn't a coconut palm. I don't know what kind it was. I think it was a sable. I think that's what it's called. But some of the things that we're planning on doing is, I don't know if you can see that little mound right there, and then all these rings of rocks around here. All these rocks, I want them gone. And once we get done doing the last section of wall, oh, those are the palm leaves from the palm tree that we took out. And I'm guessing he's probably going to set fire to them at some point. I really don't like doing that because he does it right underneath a really big Ramon, and which is not on my property, but I like it. It's a nice big shade tree, and this is it. This is it right here, and you can see those lower limbs there. They're pretty sad looking because this is the place where people, Papicho and Manuel and Don Cerdo have been burning trash for years and years. We moved some of the banana trees and planted them over here. Don't know how well they'll do in the shade. But Manuel kind of went crazy with the paint, with the whitewash, which I guess is okay. I think he just had a bunch left over, but I came out and he was painting the swimming pool. Here's a papaya tree that I bought. I think I paid $1 for it. And I don't like papayas, but I thought I might as well try to develop a taste for them. Because that's one thing that everybody has. And then this is our other avocado tree that was planted 3 years ago. It's about 9 or 10 feet tall now. And hopefully in another 2 to 3 years it'll start giving avocados. And I think this is the one that's the big giant green avocados. The other one I showed you is black. So there is a slaughterhouse, abandoned slaughterhouse, that's owned by the city that I happened onto last week. And they had all these cannas growing in the back patio, the backyard behind the place. So I jerked up a bunch of them and brought them, and Manuel planted them in front of the front wall, and made a little flower box and planted them out there. Well, we went and got some more, and he's now dug holes and planted all these. Like I said, he kind of went crazy with the whitewash, and anyway, I guess his heart was in the right place. So, and I guess I'm not going to go out front right now. But what I am going to do, I'm going to pause this. I'm going to go get the tripod, and then I'm going to walk away from the camera, the tablet, and see if my headset is still going to record.